Greetings from New York City. I'm Phil and we're running the bridges. This is a video series where we visit all the bridges in New York City that you can run across. The big, the small, the old, the new, the world famous icons, and the ones you've never even heard of. And today, a special guest star today again with my friend Michael Ortiz, the illustrious Michael Ortiz. Say hello.
Hey everyone.
and Michael is a very experienced ultra runner here in New York City. He is notorious for having run 100-mile races or self put on 100-mile runs in 100 consecutive weeks. Woohoo! Way to go! All right, so we are. Tell the people where we are today.
We are at the Manhattan side of the Manhattan Bridge.
Yes.
Which connects Manhattan Island with Brooklyn.
Exactly, and we are here on at Canal Street and the Bowery. That's where the entrance is. And this great big, you don't see the bridge yet, but this great big colonnade here is the grand entrance on the Manhattan side. This was built by the architectural firm of Carrera and Hastings. And it even has, if you see like on the top there, like it's a frieze, like the artwork depicts, it's called the Buffalo Hunt. So I just wanted to show you that real quick before we get onto the bridge itself. Now, the Manhattan Bridge, quick quiz for you, Michael. When did the Manhattan Bridge open?
Open?
Yes.
Well, because I know the years it was built, I'm going to say 1910.
Okay, it was December 31st, 1909.
1909.
So you're hours away. You were hours away.
On the technicality, all right.
On a technicality. Okay.
Wait, can I say one thing?
Of course.
This bridge, totally subjective, but has the most beautiful entrance for any bridge, my opinion, in the city. Like, it doesn't compare.
In the city, and I'd be hard-pressed to find one anywhere else in the United States.
I mean, look at this thing. And you mentioned the Buffalo Run on top, right? The Buffalo Hunt on top.
Yeah.
Look at that.
And then look at all the sculptures on the sides, too. And he's got the whole big colonnade. It's just really.
It really is a beautiful bridge.
Really cool. But Manhattan, it connects Manhattan with Brooklyn, of course, and it's one of the few bridges that has a separate way for bikes and a separate way for pedestrians.
Right.
So the bike entrance is over there. We're not worried about that. The bikes, they'll be fine. We're gonna go over that way. To the pedestrian entrance, and we will talk more about this wonderful bridge.
Can I say one thing?
Okay.
One more thing? We come on a special day, and feel free to edit this out. But we come on a special day because it's raining, right? It's cold. It's kind of like winter's last hurrah before spring gets here.
Something like that.
But the Manhattan Bridge doesn't need it because it's already a bridge that has low foot traffic, as we'll see, but it should have even lower foot traffic today. Right.
And so it'll be a nice run for us, and you'll see that as we go. All right, so we're just going to pause for 1 second, and then we'll go right to the pedestrian entrance.
All right.
All right, so here we are at the pedestrian entrance to the bridge, and where we just were, I will kind of show you. There's that colonnade, and this is the Bowery that runs right down here, and Canal Street is the east-west street that goes up onto the bridge. So we're at Bowery and Canal Street, and this is the pedestrian side, which is the south side of the bridge. North side has the bike way, and the bridge also includes 7 lanes traffic, 4 lanes on the upper level, 3 lanes on the lower level. There are 4 subway tracks that carry the B, D, N, and Q trains across. And just real quick stats: this is a suspension bridge, of course, if you didn't know that, and the main span is 1,480 feet. Long, the suspension span, and the entire length of the bridge, 6,855 feet. Ooh. And the towers are 338 feet high, and the clearance above the water is 135 feet. So just so it's, did you know that it was 135 feet above the water?
I did not, no.
Wow.
I didn't even realize it was over a mile. I guess that makes sense, though.
Yeah. So I think it's that's like the official distance, but like that the DOT puts out. I think if you're running across, it's about 1.25 miles.
1.25 miles.
So like we can. I don't know. I'm not starting my Garmin, but so but before we go across, let's just I asked Michael like what bridge he wanted to run with me across, and you chose Manhattan Bridge. Why do you?
I did.
What does a Manhattan Bridge mean to Michael Ortiz?
So the bridge is special to me for a number of reasons, but one of the reasons I really like it is that you touched on. While it's not unique on its own for doing this, it is one of the few bridges that transports pedestrians, bikers, cyclists, food delivery people, cars, trains. It's the amount of differently like traveling types of passengers there are that this bridge accommodates is wild.
Right.
That's one. So I like the bridge for that reason.
Right.
But not for that reason alone. So when I started getting into running, I would run over the bridges.
And you live nearby.
I do. I live on the Brooklyn side of this bridge in Dumbo, Brooklyn, and naturally, the bridge that you're gonna run over to go from Brooklyn to Manhattan is the Brooklyn Bridge. Brooklyn Bridge is very popular. It's got its boardwalk. It's packed with people all the time. It's very scenic, so it's a very enjoyable run.
Right.
However, after running over the Brooklyn Bridge, I would run around, Manhattan, wherever it is, and come back. I wanted a more peaceful, more solitary type of run to wind down and come down from all that.
So you did the Brooklyn going into Manhattan,
going out because it's energy filled.
Okay.
You kind of get the blood flowing. So
it's
a lot of people.
packed. It was just packed.
It's packed.
We'll get to that in another video.
No, we'll actually see it. So when we run,
right?
You'll see, and I guarantee you there'll be people still in this kind of weather.
Yeah. I mean the Brooklyn Bridge is packed. We're not doing the Brooklyn Bridge today.
We're not doing the Brooklyn Bridge. No. But I mean, when we run across here, you'll see people across.
So we just saw the runner come by there just now.
After coming off these runs, when I'm first starting running, I'm going home, and this is after a 10-mile run. I want something more less. Yeah, right. And this was the perfect.
Okay.
No matter when I ran, if it was morning, midday, or evening, or even late night, this pedestrian path is less trafficked than other bridges that have pedestrian paths on them.
I mean, it is absolutely necessary for a lot of people to get across, both for recreation and for commuting and for, like I said, delivery. And so you'll see all kinds of people walking across here. But and thank goodness they opened the bike lane. That was not too many years ago,
right?
Because we used to have to share this side, and that got a little bit crowded.
I do have a funny story, real quick.
All right,
and feel free to edit this out if it's too long.
Okay.
But when I first got my bike, road bike, in 2014, I didn't know that there's a bike part of the. I had no idea that was for cyclists and cyclists alone, because I was only familiar with the pedestrian side. So as soon as I got my bike, I got it in Lower Manhattan, and I took the bike for its maiden ride over the Manhattan Bridge on the pedestrian side.
Yeah.
I got so many yells from people and bad
nasty looks.
Yeah, and I'm thinking what's going on? What's wrong? And I realized when I got to the other side, that there's another side for cyclists. I was on the wrong side, and I felt terrible because I thought, wait a minute, no, I could be here just like you.
Well, there's hardly a time when I run across this I don't see at least one cyclist.
Yeah, they probably made the same error that I did.
But in any case, we are about to take our trip across. We'll pause here and we'll take a look at the midpoint, and we'll get a view from up in the midpoint of the bridge.
It's highest point.
Sound good? All right.
Let's go.
All right, so we are at the tower, the Manhattan side tower. But just look at that view. That's the Brooklyn Bridge right there. And of course, look at the Manhattan. Of course, it's like cloudy and misty, so you don't really get the great view of the skyline. But look at that skyline. You see the boats in the East River, and it's just like the most incredible view.
Yeah, this is a heavily trafficked waterway, the East River, one of the most trafficked in all of the country. Yep. So you have a lot of types of shipping.
You have cargo, you have ferries,
and my favorite passenger ships like the Sea Streak over here.
Sea Streak, yes.
The Sea is extremely fast passenger transport that goes between Manhattan and Brooklyn,
and parts of New Jersey. And,
right, it goes, but it uses the East River primarily. It's impressive. I like it.
And so just and all the Lower Manhattan buildings. Yeah, it's kind of too bad that we have cloudy weather. But also, like, just to show you here, so we are on the Manhattan Tower. Woo!
That's cool.
And there's the it's all like graffitied over and painted over, but all the plaque describing all of the names and designers and whatnot.
The bridge, the
And
stats you talked about.
It does say, yeah, all the stats are right up there. The weight, no, oh my goodness, all the stats you would ever need, and
That's
it even
actually
says
interesting.
1901 to 1910. So like when it was built, I mean, my info said it opened on New Year's Eve 1909, but it's all good.
Wow, look at this, very interesting. So yeah, the total length of the bridge, 6,855 feet.
Yeah.
And then the highest point, the height of the tower.
Did my stats match that? Okay.
Well, the height of the tower, so I think the height of this tower is 321 feet.
21 feet, okay.
Right? So is it 30 stories?
Well, let me see. Yeah, I'd say it's 321.
Right?
That was 321 to me. All right, so that is very cool. And look, you see, you have all the locks on the fences, and that's romantic.
Hold on, just one more thing.
Okay.
Because this is a very remote, area of Manhattan, really. This point in particular, there is a safety feature built in, which is still operational, and that's this.
Yes.
Emergency assistance.
Emergency assistance. Many bridges have, and other remote areas. I think those are, like for people going through mental emergencies, possibly.
Right. No, exactly. It could be.
Not necessarily like mugging or anything like that.
Right.
But that possibly too.
Right.
But any kind of emergency assistance, and they have these boxes there just in case. But this is on the Manhattan side. That was Chinatown, and I showed you a couple of just little scenes of the streets of Chinatown. You get a nice view of that from here as well. But so we're going to continue on, and then we'll get to the Brooklyn side of the Manhattan Bridge very shortly. Okay, I'll be right back.
That's a nice shot. Beautiful.
And they can still hear you talking.
Oh yeah. Yes. So this.
No, I'm just kidding.
On the bottom, you see this one here?
Yeah.
That's a dinner cruise boat. You see the enclosure?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
right.
If you zoom in, you can see it. This is that a C streak? Yes, that's a C streak heading our way.
Yep.
And that's a C streak moving away from us. And then there's one cruise ship over there and another C streak to the left of it.
Yep.
This is a very traffic bridge, waterway.
That's very cool. Alrighty, so now we are foot down in Brooklyn, and as you can see from that video footage, the subway tracks are right next to the pedestrian walkway.
It's very loud.
If you're running with a friend and trying to have a conversation, it can be a little difficult at times. And then you also saw some of the water traffic that goes underneath it. It's very cool. So, but now right now we are here at this is J Street that runs along here. And the next intersection down there is Sands, and the next intersection up there is Nassau and Tillery Street. Tillery Street is one that kind of like a bigger street that goes, and the Brooklyn Bridge is just a short distance off to the south, maybe like a quarter mile,
right,
or something like that.
That's what's interesting. They diverge when they go into Manhattan,
yes,
because they go into different parts of Manhattan.
They go in different angles,
but they kind of converge, not completely, but very close to each other when they go to Brooklyn.
Right. So Manhattan, they're probably like a mile and a half apart.
Right. Very far apart.
And but like right now we're close to downtown Brooklyn, like big. It's still doing all kinds of new development here, and the Civic Center is right here, like the Borough Hall, courthouse, and all that kind of stuff, and lots of shopping. And the street, which is right up there, that comes down onto Flatbush Avenue.
Right.
And if you're running it's a nice run out to Prospect Park. It's about a couple miles.
3.
To Prospect Park.
A little
from here?
over 3. Yeah.
A little over 3. Okay.
All on Flatbush. Yeah.
Yeah. Straight down Flatbush.
Yeah.
And
if you really want to see Brooklyn, that's a great way to do it.
That's a great way to do it. But also, this has a like Michael said, the Dumbo area, which is a nice neighborhood here, which stands for
Down Under Manhattan Bridge Overpass, which is redundant.
It is.
Because the bridge overpass, they're the same thing.
And what down under? Do you need both down and under?
That's just when they turn things into acronyms to make it a catchy. Those are some of the
silliest things,
hurdles you need to jump over.
Yeah, but anyway, but it's a nice, and you can go, and Brooklyn Bridge park
Right.
is also very nice, and that's a relatively new development, last 10 years or so.
After Hurricane Sandy. So
That's
after
12,
Hurricane,
12,
well, that's when they really started to redo it,
Yeah.
rebuild the waterfront.
Yeah.
They've done a very good job of that. They have
yeah, and like the whole waterfront area between the Manhattan Bridge and Brooklyn Bridge
Right.
is a nice little park.
It is. That's a nice run as well.
Yeah, and
Nice
then
run as
also, and like if you're doing a water, I'd sometimes like do a waterfront run. You can go along there and go along the Navy Yard, and so on and so forth. Go down
Right.
into Williamsburg and whatnot.
You have another runner there who just came.
Okay, yeah. See, so and even on this cold, drizzly, dreary day, and we did see some cyclists and scooters.
We did, and delivery people.
And delivery people. They're not supposed to be on this side, but it never fails.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think that about covers it. So thank you, Michael, for joining us today.
Oh, thank you. It's my pleasure.
Maybe we'll see you on another future video. But thank you all for watching, and hope to see how you're running sometime. We'll see where the wind takes us for next time. All right, bye-bye.